Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on inside to another fresh episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host, Processor Sky, here with the Strain Review Tuesday episode of the show. I am so fucking excited to smoke some of this Desert Wind by Rainbow today on this Strain Review Tuesday episode of the show. I've got this nug. I re-cured it. It was a little bit dry, but I wanted to give it a proper review, so I got it perfectly moisturized and ready to go. This beautiful 10 out of 10 nug of Desert Wind by Rainbow. To smoke and judge on this show, we are going to give this Desert Wind a score out of 100 on the RSRS Rolling Spoon rating scale and give it a real fair and honest judgment. So the first step is the pre-smoke judgment, and based on the way it looks, smells, nug structure, coloration, density, all those factors taken into account, we have to give it a pre-smoke judgment score out of 5. Roll Gang, this one's a 5. You know, it's pre-smoke judgment. It's perfect. It could smoke like the best weed I've ever had. I'm not sure yet, but it's incredible structure, incredible density, just perfect. Great coloration, some purpley, dark green hue. Really a beautiful nug. Super fucking excited to smoke this Desert Wind by Rainbow. 5 out of 5 on the pre-smoke judgment. That's 20% of the score. But before I get on into the smoke, we have to roll up a dime, just like we do every weekday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, here on the Weekday Wake and Bake. And I am going to do so with my Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping me to roll a dime every time, scoop my herb out of my grinder, and procure it evenly amongst my paper. You know, if we're going to give a proper strain review to this Desert Wind by Rainbow, then we have to roll the same joint that we roll on all of the Strain Review Tuesday episodes. And the only way I can do that is with my handy dandy Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping me to roll a dime every time. And also, this episode is brought to you by WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college and my proud alma mater. If you guys are looking to claim your stake in this crazy budding industry, WWnB University is the place to go to learn how to grow your own pot or cannabis compliance. They have hella courses to teach you about the new knowledge there is to have on the cannabis industry. WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. Use promo code Rolling Spoon, one word, Rolling Spoon, for 10% off your tuition at WWnB and claim your stake in this budding cannabis industry, this budding space, for sure, at WWnB University. So super fucking excited to smoke up some of this Desert Wind. I'm going to use my Rolling Spoon to finish up rolling this dimer here on the show, and we are going to get into this in-depth strain review here on this Terpene Tuesday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Terpene Tuesday strain review mode. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. You guys are all the shit. Absolutely love wake and baking with you guys every weekday morning. Let me know what you're smoking on. What's your wake and bake looking like this morning? You got a joint full of silver or Super Silver Haze. What are you smoking on this morning? I got this joint rolling up of the Desert Wind by WWnB. I actually do think it's pronounced WWnB. It's not Rainbow. So WWnB Desert Winds. I'm sorry, I've been saying the wrong name this whole time. Shout out WWnB for the dope ass smoke. Super fucking pumped to spark this baby up with you guys. So as you can see, we've got a perfect dime of some Desert Winds so that we can give a true and unbiased judgment on this strain. So we have to have a perfect joint. Yo, shout out Jennifer Tapiro for tuning in this morning. Good morning to you, Jen. And everybody else tuning in. The chat champ of the day, Jennifer Tapiro on Instagram. Major shout out to everybody tuning in though. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Let's spark up this Desert Wind by Rainbow and see what we're smoking on. First review is flavor. So, Whoa. Super gassy. Super gassy. That is crazy. It tastes delicious, actually. Let me get a little bit better profile so I can tell you about it. I am getting a very fresh wood flavor. You know, it tastes like woody gas. There's like that, sometimes pot tastes like sap, if you will. Like some really potent woody sap, gassy sap. And that's exactly what this strain tastes like. Super resinous, not much flavor of plant material. It really tastes great. You know, it's not one of those where it's like a punch in the face, something obvious, obvious that you know what you're smoking, but I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's quite delicious, Roll Gang. It's not 100% pungent, like a smack in the face with flavor, but a 4 out of 5. Some delicious smoke, as it denoted on the RSRS. A 4 out of 5. Next up is the ash color. This is always an interesting judgment. Honestly, it's really fucking light. Really light. Between a 4 and a 3. A cumulus cloud and a light gray. You know, I have to give it a 3 though. There are some dark parts of this ash. Like if you look closer to the ember, it's really dark. The top of it is really bright. And as soon as I ash it, it's probably going to be really light in there. Yeah. But I'm going to, it's light gray because there's a bunch of darker spots amongst. So a 3 out of 5 on the ash color, a 4 out of 5 on the flavor, and a 5 out of 5 on the bag appeal so far. Last but certainly not least, how satisfying is the throat rip? What is the sensation like whenever you inhale? And honestly, yeah, it's exactly what you want in a throat rip. Satisfying snap, a beautiful little pinch in the back of my throat, making me cough a good bit, just because of how hard it's hitting. I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 on the throat hit. It is a really fucking satisfying throat hit. And if there was some more some more flavor, it would be a perfect smoke. So honestly, 5 out of 5 on the throat hit. So that is all the factors that we're going to rate out of 5. The final judgment is the definitive judgment, where we take the tested terpenes, tested THC percentage. We finally take a look at those numbers, and we take into account the burn time and put it all into a score out of 20, depending on how we feel about it. Note other present cannabinoids. You know, now is the time where we take a look at the terp report and see if it matches up with the smoke. So Desert Winds, 25.99% THC, so 26% THC, 28% THCA, so a lot of it's decarboxylated. The terpenes are limonene at 1.5 milligrams per gram, caryophyllene at 1.4 milligrams per gram, and myrcene at 1.2 milligrams per gram. So no terpenes over 3 milligrams per gram, which is incredibly surprising because this still had a good amount of flavor. That honestly makes the testing numbers more suspect because, man, this tastes like it could be in the 8s in terpenes. Testing numbers are not everything, Roll Gang. In fact, some of the best tasting weed doesn't test as high on the terpenes. So definitely keep your eye out for that. I always like when the cannabis tastes better than the testing, though. You don't like to be disappointed by the smoke when it's testing like a million myrcene and it doesn't taste that strong. That's a little disappointing. So I'd rather there be low testing numbers and then a solid experience. Like, really, the resin drippage is amazing. No other present cannabinoids. A really solid THC percentage. And honestly, a sufficient burn time. It's still going here. We're probably at about 8 minutes so far. Probably going to get near the 10-minute range. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 15 out of 20, a 4 out of 5 on the definitive judgment scale. Probably would be higher if it had jumped the 10-minute mark. Tested THC percentage perfect, but the other terpenes, it tastes a lot better than the tested amount. Not a very accurate terp profile, in my opinion, if you ask me. More flavorful than it says on the package. So, a 15 out of 20. No other present cannabinoids, just THC and the terpenes. So, the 15 out of 20 on the definitive judgments. And this is just about done. I'm going to go ahead and tally the score while telling you guys real quick about Oaksterdam University, the first ever cannabis college and the place to go to boost your cannabis knowledge. If you're trying to claim your stake in this budding industry and learn about this amazing plant, it's quite magical, honestly. So maybe Oaksterdam is more of a sorcery school, telling you how to perform the magic of marijuana. Actually, not a great term for cannabis, but still love Oaksterdam. My proud alma mater. Use promo code ROLLINGSPOON, one word, for 10% off your tuition at Oaksterdam, and go claim your stake in this industry today. And also, shout out the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool for helping me to roll the dime that was this amazing smoke. Desert Wind by WWnB. A great smoke. Let's tally up the score. So a 5 out of 5 on the bag appeal and the throat hit. Perfect scores on both of those. 20 and 20 make 40. A 3 out of 5 on the ash color, the light gray, adds 10 points, bringing us to 50. And the flavor being a 4 is a 15 points, bringing us up to 65. And then if you add in the 15 points from the definitive judgments phase, we have a final score of 80 for RNBW Desert Wind. 80 is a top shelf strain. Top of the line, top shelf, almost an elite grade for some Desert Wind. Honestly, a pretty shocking result for a secondary grow cultivation. This is the grower circle, but they're lower tier, and it's honestly smoking like some top shelf. The 80 out of 100 on the RSRS. 100 to 90 is world class. Rarely ever happens. Less than 1% of strains. Elite 90 to 80, that's like the top 5% of cannabis strains. But that top 10-20% is this top shelf. Lies between 70 and 80. And it's scoring a perfect 80. Brings itself very to the top of the top shelf. And honestly, a very satisfying smoke. So the effects got me super cerebral. My eyes are definitely heady, and didn't affect my energy. I'm not one of those sativa indica people that believes sativa. My energy is my energy no matter what I'm smoking on. No matter the flavor, indicas can give me a ton of energy, and sativas can put me right to sleep if that's what I want them to do. And your brain's a powerful tool. Remember that. I'm not gonna say indica sativa is just marketing, but if it were a placebo, nobody would know. Is all I'm gonna say. So this was an extremely enjoyable smoke. Got me to my medicated therapeutic dose for sure during the course of this strain review, and super fucking fun to chop up some of the best weed in the state of Nevada and smoke and review it with the Roll Gang. I will see you guys tomorrow for a midweek mailbag episode of the show. Would really love and appreciate all of your participation in that. If you want to hop over to Twitter and go to @rolling_spoon, just type a question. I will give you guys a shout out and answer your question on the show. We'll much appreciate your participation in tomorrow's mailbag. But for your Processor Sky and another episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, a strain review Tuesday of some Desert Wind by RNBW. An 80 out of 100, major score, mega for RNBW. Great result. Love you guys, Roll Gang. See you tomorrow, baby.